In the year 1347, a shadow descended upon the world, a shadow that would shape history and leave an indelible mark on the annals of time. This is the story of the Black Death, a tale of pestilence, fear, and resilience set against the backdrop of medieval Europe. Join me as we embark on an epic journey through the years 1347 to 1351, a time when the world was gripped by a devastating pandemic. Chapter 1. The Arrival of the Plague, 1347. In the late spring of 1347, a Genoese trading ship, laden with goods and crewed by sailors who seemed healthy, arrived in the bustling port of Messina, Sicily. Little did the people of Messina know that this ship carried a deadly stowaway, the bubonic plague. As the summer sun bathed the city in a golden glow, the first signs of the impending catastrophe emerged. Citizens fell ill, displaying gruesome black swellings or buboes on their bodies. Panic spread like wildfire, and by the end of 1347, the Black Death had firmly established its foothold in Europe. Chapter 2. The Year of Despair, 1348. The year 1348 brought a relentless onslaught of death and despair. The plague's ferociousness knew no bounds. Cities and towns were decimated as the disease ripped through communities. Fear and superstition took hold as people searched for reasons and remedies, often in vain. Yet, amid the darkness, acts of heroism and compassion shone through. Selfless individuals cared for the sick, even at the risk of their own lives. Meanwhile, scholars and physicians wrestled with the enigma of the plague's origins, delving into ancient texts and studying the heavens for answers. Chapter 3. A Continent in Crisis, 1349. As 1349 dawned, the plague continued its relentless march across Europe. No kingdom, no class, and no age group were spared. The entire continent was gripped by a sense of impending doom, and society seemed to teeter on the brink of collapse. Yet, in the midst of this devastation, tales of resilience emerged. Communities banded together, devising strategies to cope with the crisis. Isolation, quarantine, and sanitation measures, though rudimentary, began to take shape. In the darkest hour, the human spirit persevered. Chapter 4. The Grim Reaper's Retreat, 1350. By 1350, the Black Death's fury began to wane. The plague, having already claimed countless lives, found fewer victims as survivors developed a degree of immunity. Europe's landscape had changed. Villages lay deserted, fields overgrown, and once thriving towns stood as ghostly reminders of the past. With the worst of the plague behind them, people slowly emerged from their hiding places, cautiously rebuilding their lives. But scars remained, etched into the collective memory of a continent forever changed. Chapter 5. The Aftermath and Lessons, 1351. In 1351, the worst was over, but the world was forever altered. Europe faced the daunting task of rebuilding, and it did so with newfound wisdom. The Black Death had left a legacy of suffering, but it also spurred progress. Innovations in medicine and sanitation emerged from the crucible of the pandemic. This is the story of the Black Death, a chapter of history that bears witness to humanity's capacity for both despair and hope. It is a tale of survival, of courage, and of the enduring spirit of the human race. As you've journeyed through the years 1347 to 1351, you've encountered the vivid and at times harrowing events of the past. The Black Death is a stark reminder that even in the face of the darkest of times, the human spirit prevails. It is a story that beckons you to revisit its pages, to reflect on the lessons it offers, and to remember the resilience of those who lived through it.